I
Yeah.
don't want to
Yeah.
go into that too far, but it's just something I picked up on and immediately regretted.
Well, well, and then isn't there a conversation too that the wife has with Ellen, where she's talking about Michael Caine, and you're starting to go, no, stop right now, please
This is
stop, just
inappropriate.
stop. Yes.
This is your mother-in-law. Stop it. Yes. Um,
And then the daughter is looking at them the whole time. We
yeah,
find
because
out
it's
right
rude
after
to
they've been having
interrupt.
this conversation about how much she wants to have sex with Michael Caine, and the little girl is standing there watching them.
Yeah. It's odd decision to make. This is a film of odd decisions. It turns out. But anyway, so yeah, we have Michael Caine and Ellen, Hoagie and Ellen. Let's give him his full name. Hoagie and Ellen strike a bit more of a relationship. They seem to know each other. It's been several years since Martin passed away. It seems, and Hoagie, we don't know much about his life before this film. He has a few stories he likes to tell about flying up the Amazon, amongst other things. These seem like very Michael Caine stories. I like to think that he was just telling stories of his life, the things that he's done in the past.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But they go on a date. He makes her fly the plane for a bit, and then they go to this carnival. Whilst that's happening, Michael is out with Jake and their crew doing their work, and shark appears. Shark attacks Michael's workboat. And it's the fakest rubber shark in the world. But I'm just kind of glossing over shark quality. Whilst this is happening, Ellen has a vision of the shark is doing something, and it's like, my God, she's
Obi-Wan.
What is
it's
happening?
like there's a terrible disturbance in the force.
A million voices cried out, and then was silence. Oh, like the 5 people in the boat. But yes, she's just off in this carnival with Hoagie, and then has a vision. I'm like, what the hell? What is 4 films in to this franchise, and suddenly we have psychic links, which, hey,
She could have come in quite handy out there on the Orca. I mean, they would have had an easier time finding the shark if she had been there, using her force powers, I guess.
yeah, they absolutely could have. I'm all for this happening in other films, but this seems an odd time to establish this as a power that she has this far into the saga. But I want the more sequels, the further adventures of Psychic Shark Lady would be wonderful.
That would have been a great title there, The Further Adventures of Psychic Shark Lady.
And so she has this vision of the shark doing whatever, but then she just kind of brushes it off and continues with the dancing at the parade, which, great, she is kind of coming to terms with, maybe this isn't happening. This is just, she just thought about a shark. So she's thought that the shark had laid that trap for Sean, but they've flown away, and now she's moved on. I like it. I like that she didn't go like, we have to get back. I had this vision. She doesn't believe her own vision, so that's a good thing.
She's got to get back to hunky Michael Caine, because we know what she wants to do with him. So
Yeah, she wants to run her fingers through that perm.
yeah.
So Michael and Jake, they've encountered the shark. No one dies. The shark just kind of attacks their boat a little bit and heads off. And they make a vow to not tell their family about the shark, which will not come back to bite them at any point in the future.
And I mean, Jake kind of forgets about it pretty quickly. There's that scene where he almost lets it slip, and it's like, dude, you were in that conversation like 3 minutes ago.
There were only 2 of you in it.
Yeah.
But there's like 2 halves to that pact. It's like, okay, don't tell them that there's a shark, but then don't let them go in the water is the half they forget about. It's like, fine, there is this danger, but don't let them go near the... Like, fine, don't tell them about it, but then just say, make something up. There's some kind of... we found some diseased coral, just gotta stay out of the... I don't know, whatever. Just like... do something. We've arranged to take a hot air balloon flight instead. It's more fun. Whatever. So, they have a night out. Ellen and Hoagie go closer. We meet Jake's
You're talking
partner.
about the casino sequence here?
Yes, they have the casino.
Which felt like they were trying to do like a James Bond casino, It just like, I'm watching it, I'm going, what, we're in Casino Royale suddenly here? This is a little strange, but whatever.
And it's a very busy casino, so it must be like a tourist destination maybe. But yeah, Hoagie loses a bunch of money, is fine with that. Ellen refuses to roll the dice for him, and he gets snake eyes. So yeah, we meet Jake's girlfriend, played by, I wrote this down, Lynn Whitfield.
Lynn Whitfield, yeah. I mean, she went on to be in some pretty high profile stuff after this.
I went on to not see any of them. So this is another person I am unfamiliar with from this film. Actually, saying that, I watched the film that she was in this year. She's in Vacation Friends. She's apparently in that one.
Oh, is that the John Cena one?
Yes.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
It's fine.
Yeah. I always remember that a few years after this, she was in a HBO movie, the Josephine Baker story, where she played Josephine Baker, and that was kind of a big deal.
Not a lot really happens at the casino, if I recall, other than Hoagie and Ellen have a dance, and then Michael cuts in, and we get the line, "The world would be a better place if more sons danced with their mothers."
Yes.
Which
the casino stuff kind of struck me as like, well, I don't know. There's a lot of scenes in this where you go, well, they struck a deal with the government in the Bahamas to show off the Bahamas. You know what I mean?
Right.
And you show the beaches and then all the pretty locale and all that, and we got to show the things that the tourists can do. We get to go to this festival and we get to go to the casino and stuff. So, and it kind of makes sense because as I was thinking about it, I was like, back at this time in the 80s, I remember there were commercials that aired on TV all the time that were promoting the Bahamas. They had this little jingle, "Ooh, Bahamas," and all, and so I'm wondering if Universal struck a deal with the Bahamas. Of course, the thing about that is, they're promoting the Bahamas as a place to visit, but people are getting attacked by sharks. Just ignore that part and go to the casino. I guess.
That's what I find surprising. I didn't realize that the Bahamas had paid money for this. It's not surprising. But when we had Jaws 3 recently, no tourists die. No visitors to SeaWorld die.
SeaWorld, yeah.
Only a couple of staff members are injured. Like, there's one of my biggest problems with Jaws 3 is more people should have passed away. I talked about then. There's 2 whole scenes of people water skiing on pyramids with a shark runs through and no one dies. And there's like 16 people in the water at any given time. One of those should have been shark food. So I'm surprised that Banana Boat Lady dies in this. Which it makes sense why there's fewer deaths than expected here. But like banana boating, that's an actual tourist activity. This is a lady who was on a boat. She gets eaten by a shark. They do say numerous times that it's warm water. We don't get sharks here. They make a whole point of this is why they have to study the shark. It's so rare that it would be here. So there's that point, I suppose. But yeah, that is interesting that they would allow any deaths. It makes. Okay, so we move on from that one to Jake and Michael are going out the next day to tag the shark. They want to study this shark. It's a shark in the Bahamas. This will help their doctorate. I'd love to know what their doctorate is in. I want to know just what that doctorate is called. That tagging hermit crabs and then tagging a shark would both be
hermit crabology. Yeah,
must be. And so Jake has concocted this. Do you know what this device is? I couldn't quite catch exactly what it did.
I don't know. It was weird. It was. It looked like it was some kind of like cylinder of liquid or something that they then attached. I was thinking, all that shark has to do is brush up close against a dolphin or something, and that thing is ripped right off. It didn't seem like the most effective way of tagging an aggressive creature.
Because it says on Wikipedia that it tracks the shark through its heartbeat. Which okay, I'm not fine. We'll just assume that is fine. So it's some kind of device that they managed to latch onto the side of the shark, as you say. It's kind of trailing along the side of it, but in doing so, Michael is underwater and the shark chases him for a while. This is the scene that I completely missed first time around, despite being a fairly long scene. I blinked for an exceptionally long period of time when this scene happened. And then so watching it again today, it's decent. There's a lot of underwater action. He's swimming around for a while. He's going through wrecks and things and trying to get past the shark.
There's decent underwater, photography and whatnot. It's very convenient that there's a shipwreck there because, I guess there's just shipwrecks everywhere in the Bahamas. So, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. It reminded me of don't they the sharks chase them through shipwreck and Finding Nemo or something like that?
Yep.
I was like,
yep,
oh yeah, it's like Finding Nemo.
It's funny. It's just like Escape. As from that, yes, Finding Nemo, a film I've seen 1,000 times. I don't know. It's like my wife's favorite film, so we've seen it all the time. Between me and her, we could probably quote the whole thing. So yes, there is a prominent shark chasing through a wreckage there that ends with the mines exploding. Actually, we skipped over the scene from Jaws where the child mimics the father. Oh yes,
which is actually. It's one of the moments of this film where I actually was like, okay, that's kind of sweet. I kind of went back and forth going, they're just doing the first film again. But at the same time, I was like, well, still, I mean, it's such a sweet moment from the first film. So it was kind of sweet to see it again.
But I think in the first film, it's quite a short scene. And here it's like 3 times as long. It's a very, very long sequence, and it's a long time before Michael realizes that Thea is copying him, but Ellen's been watching the whole time. But you're a father, you have children. Has this ever happened to you that you know of? Do your kids ever try and mimic you ever?
Okay, no, but I admit to having done it in the opposite direction and mimicking my kids and waiting to see how long it took them to catch on.
How long did it take?
It depends on what they're doing at the time. I mean, if they're sitting there playing video games or something like that, it could take hours. Yeah.
Fair enough. We have... Actually, we also we had the second dream sequence of Michael dreaming of the shark attack. Whatever. Don't need any more of that. Thank you. No more dream sequences in shark films. And during the Michael being attacked scene, actually had the one moment of the film that was genuinely startling, which was an eel comes out of nowhere.
I was gonna say the scariest thing about this movie is the eel,
which was reminiscent of Jaws 3D. There's an eel pops out of the screen in that. They do the same thing here. Eels are, I think, scarier than sharks because they're just weird.
Oh, they're terrifying. They are terrifying.
They have monster faces. And then just the long, thin snake body. It's weird.
And they sit there and their mouth. It looks like they're breathing heavy. Their mouth opens and closes. Like they're panting at you. Like they're just waiting for the moment to leap and grab onto your face or something like that. Yeah.
Well, that's it. They could do anything. Who knows? The mystery of them is what's terrifying. Not a fan. Not a fan of eels.
Nature is terrifying.
Yep.
Yes.
Let's make some monsters. Yeah. So then we have the banana boat scene. So whilst Jake and Michael are out trying to follow the shark and study it, they're like, "What's the shark? It's disappeared." Meanwhile, back on the beach, Thea has asked if she can go banana boating whilst her new shark-related artwork is being revealed. And so yes, fine, go do whatever, because there's a friend and a friend's mother are on the banana boat, so it's all fine. She's being looked after. And this, to me, is the best sequence of the film because it's the scene with a shark attack in it. Shouldn't be as rare as it is in this film.
It's certainly the most memorable moment because, I mean, all the different shark deaths in the throughout the course of this series, I mean, they're different ones are effective for different reasons, but a lot of them you just see someone yanked underwater and then there's the blood, which can be very dramatic in some of these films. But I don't know, I like the ridiculous cheesiness of the slow motion, the shark grabs the lady and is essentially cradling her in its mouth as it drags her down.
I think it's been argued that the shark was aiming for Thea because she's a Brody, and Thea,
Right.
she's